Thanks everyone for joining the Civalgo webinar, a digital transformation on a limited budget. Today, rather than stuffing brains on the subject of digitization, we'll rather demystify the subject. First of all, to present myself, I'm Alexandre Champoux. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Civalgo. I was actually the owner of a large roadwork company called Alliance Roadworks in Montreal for 10 years. With my team of 110 employees, we built major heavy civil projects around the city of Montreal. In 2017, we were suffering tremendously from manual processes, from planning to field tracking to payroll and project controls. The efforts were tremendous to keep afloat. It was the moment that originated a consortium of 250 civil contractors from Canada and the US to create the operational platform today known as Civalgo. Let's start the webinar with the impact of manual data entry on our operational processes. Who likes manual processes? Everyone wants to stay away from redundant work in our businesses. But is it really the case? The reality is that all businesses have inefficiencies and manual processes. We're talking about Excel sheets, paper or email communication, calendars or phone calls, without talking about paper field reports, or all types of manual communication from the field that are often late to arrive to the office. All of the above are examples of manual processes that produce redundant work for our admin and management staff. Here's an example of a manual process in my previous business, Alliance Roadworks, where every evening we needed to complete the dispatch schedule of the next day of work. We then needed to print it to place it in the foreman's locker so he'd pick it up the next day. All of that in addition to sending a group text to all foremans and their designated teams for the next day of work. It was really time-consuming, redundant, and very manual. Folks of the webinar, do you guys believe me when I say that 77% of all American companies have undertaken a digital transformation as of today? Having manual processes is not just unpleasant. This causes several errors and unexpected costs. Every time we transcribe information from paper to Excel, or that we simply transfer information, there is a huge risk of error. But did you know that the impact of human error just in transcription of erroneous data represents almost $2.5 billion in the global industry? But even worse than that, 21% of the cost of a project is due to human error linked to management. Human errors are costing you money. We can all agree that manual processes lead to poor productivity, and these losses, in turn, result in delays. The fundamental cause of all of these delays, once again, boils down to human error, which is magnified by manual processes. These delays, in turn, cause other issues as loss of productivity, wasted time, a decrease in productivity, delays in other projects, even higher risks of accidents. It's truly a vicious cycle. It has happened to me several times in my company where we've fallen behind on a project due to poor planning and changes. And because resources are limited, choosing to delay another project was the least worst option. Another interesting fact, human error is the root cause of 60 to 80% of accidents on construction sites. In the long run, the productivity losses caused by manual processes pose risks for your company, particularly in terms of profitability. I mean, in my company, there were projects that simply weren't progressing fast enough. We were poorly organized and losing money. But it also affects reputation. Here we're talking about a reputation of a company if projects are constantly delayed. And ultimately, in terms of competition, a company with manual processes is far less efficient than companies that have optimized their operational processes. Next, let's move on to the second part. Is digitization a viable solution? How and why? The digital transformation has been present in our civil engineering and construction sector for several years. Yet there's huge reluctance. Why? We never have time, constantly in the red and under pressure. We're stubbornly attached to our old methods, and we fear change. There's also the fear that a digital shift will cost us a lot of money, thinking we might not generate enough profit for that. I know this firsthand. I was so afraid in my company to invest in optimizing our processes. I thought there might be other changes that could be more profitable more quickly. Until the moment I implemented my first version of the operational system. Our construction and civil engineering industry has been booming since COVID, which significantly disrupted our sector. 2021 was a significant year for the construction industry. We witnessed the highest number of construction sites since 1987. And the forecast made in 2023 says it's only going to ramp up even more. In short, it means everyone will be overwhelmed, in the red, and still in emergency mode. And yes, it means we'll still be short on labor. Will we be able to find ways to do more with less, or simply optimize our resource through planning and field data capture? I mean, it's quite telling. We were short of 93,000 workers in 2022, and really, we need to find ways to be more efficient with fewer resources. In my civil engineering company, I managed to save and combine planners and project coordinator roles through integrating operation management solutions. But the fact that we're overwhelmed is really not something to take lightly. Construction is booming, accounting for 7.5% of Canada's GDP. We're talking about $151 billion in infrastructure investments in 2022. Ultimately, 1 in 3 employees works in the construction industry in Canada. In the end, construction and civil engineering are the sectors with the lowest productivity in Canada. Some of our ambassadors, like Harbel Khoury, director of the Quebec Construction Initiative, affirm that the digital shift can dramatically improve productivity. Digitization certainly provided a solution for MPOD 20 excavation. Before adopting digital solution, MPOD 20 faced manual tasks, especially in scheduling and dispatching. A lack of communication between managers and on-site operations. Numerous tasks involving compiling and inputting data across Excel and various softwares. Timesheets and daily reports were paper-based and sent to the office. Manually executing payroll was also highly complex. Then, Civalgo contributed to the efficiency of M.Potvin excavation, aiding the company's growth to reach a workforce of 80 employees without changing the company's internal process, but by integrating and digitizing them. Civalgo brought to M.Potvin excavation automated planning and dispatch, pre-filled daily reports directly from the dispatch, automated operational cost tracking and site performance monitoring, real-time field data analysis, and document sharing accessible anywhere, as well as streamlining payroll for workers, producing effective collaboration among different roles in the organization. Ultimately, Civalgo brought centralization and improved communication to M.Potvin excavation, leading to significant growth by tripling its workforce in recent years. The beauty of this story is how the company established a simple and yet robust process before undergoing massive growth. This delivered several benefits to the company, improving efficiency within their teams, linear growth of their business with reduced complexity, dramatic reduction in data handling and document manipulation, time and productivity savings in project and operational management. The company has now been able to achieve more with the same resources. Consequently, they were able to add additional resources to rapidly expand the business. This was achieved even in an industry facing severe labor shortages. It's worth noting that having simple and efficient processes attract qualified laborers and high-performing managers. Simple and automated processes make construction fun again. A digital transformation, does it really need to cost a fortune? In construction, we love creating, building, and we aim to make money, but we all fear change. Well, that was certainly the case for me and my construction company when I digitized. However, by ensuring certain steps and appropriate solutions, the impact of transition can be smooth without costing a lot of money. There are solutions out there. Firstly, it's crucial to reflect on your company's goals. If you're here to excel, build, and ensure profitability, it's clear you must invest in optimizing your processes. We seldom fear or rarely hesitate when it's time to buy a bigger excavator, a new paver, or more efficient equipment because we need them. We have so many projects to build. But when it comes down to efficiency of our processes, it's a different story. In reality, it's the same thing. Both are about efficiency and performance. Both. It's the same thing. Efficiency equals performance. Remember earlier, the numerous errors and financial losses linked to manual processes. Once we admit that we can improve certain practices in our company, the questions become simple. Which process costs the most money? What kind of information do your teams need on the field to be more efficient? How many projects do you hope to execute simultaneously? What kind of budget can you afford for your digital transformation? It's important to seek guidance from experts in the construction who truly understand civil engineering domain. For instance, at Civalgo, our construction engineers have several years in experience on civil engineering sites and can guide you through these steps. Civalgo was designed by a consortium of 250 civil engineering companies. Next, it's crucial to carefully choose your partners. There are publicly traded companies like Procore that offer countless features without analyzing your actual needs, ending up by costing a fortune. Success lies in simplicity and effectiveness of your specific needs. So opt for a tailored solution, a better price with people specialized in your industry, available to execute your custom implementation. From our experience in the civil industry and technology, you must also be wary of consulting firms that charge tens or even hundreds of thousands of dollars to audit your process without necessarily providing concrete solution. Often, entrepreneurs express frustration at paying for insights they already knew about their own business. Deloitte, Raymond Chabot, BDC, KPMG, they're all very well known, but are they truly construction specialists? I've hired some in my company, and let me tell you, we need to stop taking placebo stuff. Who has already paid 40 grand for a consultant? I'm pretty sure some of you guys are smiling right now. Well, I've actually paid much more and was really disappointed with the results that took forever to receive. For instance, at Civalgo, we do the same work even before having a contract. Shouldn't that be the norm? Don't you guys agree? We're often told you should allocate 2% of revenue to digitize your company. However, based on our results and experience, I assure you that 0.5% is more than enough. A lot of successful companies have even allocated less money than 0.5%. Trying to save money by using multiple platforms is akin to having disconnected manual processes. The goal here is to do more with less and limit data entry. It will end up costing you more. You shouldn't take information from one system and input it into another. Imagine all the different trainings and inputs coming from various organizations. It makes change riskier, harder, and longer due to all these different providers. You will need to repeat your current issues and processes to all of those providers. Remember, these transactions lead to error risks. It's crucial to choose one partner who can address all your needs and objectives in terms of operational efficiency. You'll save enormous amounts of time and money. To embark on a digital transformation with a limited budget, opt for an affordable solution. Take the time to compare different systems before making your choice. Ensure that the platform is indeed suitable for your company size. It's not just about cost, but also accessibility. Whether the platform is available everywhere and on all devices. Ease of use is crucial, especially for collaboration with construction workers. Consider if the platform offers all-inclusive service tailored to your civil engineering specialty. Are there additional costs for maintenance or extra features? These are all questions to ask yourself when you're considering an affordable digital transformation. Feel free to contact us anytime for advice on these purchases. Lastly, did you guys know that several grants are available to you in the construction industry, including the PCAN? Ultimately, implementation is one of the most feared aspects of a digital shift. Here are some tips to be effective and ensure a successful implementation. Develop a game plan and discuss the goals to achieve beforehand. Make a list of concerns to explore them thoroughly. Arrange small training sessions focused on specific topics. Above all, take it step by step. It's essential to learn to walk before we run. Finally, be an ambassador. Leadership support is critical during times of change, and fears can be overcome by leadership, motivation, and preparation. You must share and reiterate the vision of efficiency across team members, where the common goal is the company's success through better resource efficiency. In light of everything we've discussed, manual processes, fear of digital transformation, and a limited budget, Civalgo is a solution to consider for optimizing your operations. We'll be part of the solution. No more paper and manual processes. We're not just here to alleviate fear. We're here to support you. And finally, the budget is customized and affordable for your company. And you know what, guys? Special offer today, 2 for 1 for everyone who attended the webinar. That means 2 years for the price of 1. Very exclusive offer to everyone that participated in the webinar. Here are some additional resources for all your inquiries about digital transformation. I'll leave this here on the screen for a sec, and then we'll enter a Q&A session with everyone here that has questions. All right, well, thank you all for listening. A special thanks to all the Civalgo team and marketing team for organizing this great webinar. We're going to move to the Q&A session. So guys, please raise your hand and we'll give you guys the floor. We'll give you guys just a few minutes. We're here to answer all questions, guys. All right, so no questions. Yeah, so Garth, the iOS app is actually released. Thanks for that question. It's actually released and in testing for with the App Store. So it's already on Google Play, and the cybersecurity of App Store is actually testing everything out. So in Civalgo, we have an operations system, right? From planning that pushes to the field that then captures information to automatically give you insight on your productivity, but also operational costs. And all of that is now going to be available on a handheld device with voice commands so that workers can really have a simplified way to instruct the data consumption. So it's like I said, we'll be in contact to let you know the exact time frame, but it shouldn't take much longer here, Garth. Any other questions? All right. Thank you, Lorraine, for your message. We'll be more than happy take the time to talk to your management and look at any issues that you might have, give your recommendations and point of view. Thank you so much. Still have a few minutes, guys. I'm here for you. Well, I think that's a wrap, guys. So everyone, I'm wishing you the best end of season if you're working outside and the cold is coming. So thank you so much for your time and look forward to helping anyone that has any questions about efficiency in operational processes. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day.